The Honorable Ralph Gonzalez. Stop it. Stop it. Just pay your $1.3 million that you owe the people of Trinidad and Tobago for your daughter Soleil rent-to-own house that the PNM gave her in 2020 and then renewed after the PNM was rejected by the electorate because Keith Rowley is a liar, a pathological liar, an oppressive dictator. He was rejected by his own island of Tobago 14-1 when he tried to gerrymander election and increase the seats from 12 to 15 and he get 14-1 in his skin. The people have rejected the lies of the PNM, have rejected Rowley and the PNM. Leave me out of your business. You have an election in St. Vincent? Good for you. Well, I have nothing to do with your election in St. Vincent nor the UNC. So don't go on no platform and say the UNC want to come in St. Vincent. The UNC is not aligned to anyone in any election in St. Vincent. In fact, radio stations have been calling me non-stop for the last 6 days to do live interviews. And I said that is inappropriate. I'm a Trinbagonian senator. You're in an election season. I now know that it have election and it would be inappropriate of me to get involved too much. But Ralph, you're calling up UNC. You're calling up We Name, and I drink the medicine because I am the only one who dealt with a simple matter. Not your election, but corruption here of the PNM, nepotism, preferential treatment, the treatment of people here in Trinidad and Tobago by the PNM, that people couldn't get anything. That Rowley said, the people must wean themselves of the resources of the taxpayers, wean themselves of their own resources, while Keith Rowley, Faris Al-Rawi, Stuart Smallpin-Young, and the PNM cabinet recused themselves over 625 times, taking decisions to enrich their friends and family and financiers here in Trinidad and Tobago. And lo and behold, Honorable Ralph Gonzalez, you jump in, we business, you jump in and attack my Prime Minister, Kamla Prasad Bisesa. You jump in a few weeks ago, about a month ago, you jump in and say my Prime Minister, who is taking care of her people, her country, and fixing the mess that your friend, the pathological liar Keith Rowley, decimated our country. Kamla Prasad Bisesa is keeping her people safe, and you jump out yourself and attack Kamla Prasad Bisesa, my Prime Minister, and said that she's misguided. She's brighter than you will ever be, boy Ralph. So slow your roll and stop lying, because I want to go and see about Colmimbert and deal with the issues here. But you want to lie in your election now? Because you, just like Rowley, it appears, you get up on a platform and say the UNC financiers, not the Prime Minister. You were very clear to keep Kamla Prasad Bisesa out your mouth now. You know to keep she out your mouth, eh, Ralph? You ball about UNC on the ground and UNC in the election and UNC helping the opposition. UNC not helping nobody. Pay we with money, Ralph Gonzalez. You came and you attacked my Prime Minister. I found out why. Because you are beholden and in love and in bed with Rowley and the PNM. And you and your family benefited to the tune of millions of dollars of state assets built with taxpayers' dollars. So the issue here, Ralph, pay we $1.3 million. Now the information has come out all over Trinidad and Tobago that you and your family are multi-millionaires, 100 millionaires, that all the businesses in your airport is your wife own. Your son is a real estate mogul with speedboat and so on and mansion in Miami. Pay we little monopoly money that you said is monopoly money. That's all. Don't go on a platform now and lie about my party, the United National Congress. We don't get involved in people's sovereign nation election. Kamla Prasad Bisesa, you said, is not involved? Well, understand this. The UNC have one leader, one general. She ain't no 6-star general. She's just a general with heart and soul. A brilliant lady, a woman who cares about her country and is dealing with serious issues created by your friend. And this lady leads the UNC. The UNC have no rogue elements to go in no St. Vincent and want no land by no port or where you talking about. That's your business. Stop lying on people. I am the only UNC dealing with you. Anil O.E. Roberts, Minister in the Ministry of Housing, I am asking you, how did you get such preferential treatment to get 3 houses, 1 for your wife, 1 for your son, and 1 for your daughter, and the 1 for your daughter you ain't paid for yet? And also, Ralph Gonzalez, did you pay all your maintenance and so on? Did you pay your T&T bills? And was it true that T&T cut you off when your son was coming for carnival? Somebody had to call and make them turn back on the power because storm was coming? Like a storm was coming over the hills. Is that true? Answer those questions. Stop going on the platform and lying on people. You're very similar to Rowley. That's Rowley's modus operandi. To stand up and lie in email grade and create and concoct, manufacture things that were not even emails, and go in the parliament and say that a sitting prime minister and ministers and security advisors were plotting to kill a journalist and all kind of things. 29 of the 31 things were not even emails. Rowley is the biggest liar in the history of Caribbean politics. But I now see why you are friends with Rowley. Birds of a feather, Ralph, flock together. Stop lying. The UNC is not on the ground in your election like how you go in St. Lucia election and you go in Dominica election and you push up yourself in all the Eastern Caribbean elections. We don't do that. I could have jumped in your thing. I could have go live on radio. But no, Ralph. Stop the lying. Deal with the NDP, whoever they are. Deal with the opposition. The people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines will sort out their own business. I don't need to get involved in business that does not concern me. The people of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines know their life. They know their groceries. They know their job situation. They know the corruption. They know whatever. And they will vote. But so don't call the UNC name and say UNC financiers and UNC on the ground. I am the only UNC who dealing with you. And it's simple. I want the money because we are under pressure. We need to build a house for 214,000 citizens here. We need to get back to the low-cost housing. That 1.3 million monopoly money that you have for we, that could build 3 houses for poor people at 400,000 each, where a family of 4 to 6 could get a roof over their head. Children could do their homework with the electricity on and then go and hit the books, SEA and CSEC and CAPE and so on. So Ralph, you have the money, pay it, and you're showing that your wife have big money. 418,000 US by 7 is 2.8 million. All we want is 1.3. Why you taking rent to own for 10 years for your daughter? Ralph, stop it. Behave. You're so much like Rowley. And let me tell you something, Ralph, it will get worse for you later. Because somehow I feel Rowley jump out himself to come in a press conference 10 o'clock. To come to your defense. I just feel so. I'm getting a feeling. But let me tell you, Ralph, when Rowley, the pathological imbecile, the tyrannical asinine oppressor, open his mouth, it will get worse for you, Ralph. So you better call him and say, stop. Don't do it. Because that Douglas waiting and listening for anything Rowley say. You have to remember Rowley is the Greenville liar, the Las Alturas liar, the Scarborough Hospital liar, the teacher. Rowley was a teacher, you know, Ralph, and used his position of power and respect to get pum-pum from a girl of school age, breed she, and ignore the child for 44 years. Gata Lane. That's Rowley. They're your friend. Birds of a feather flock together, Ralph. So stop lying on me. Stop lying on the UNC. But you're afraid, Kamala, now. You know, at least you learn your lesson. Leave Kamala Prasad, Bissessa, out your mouth. Pay the 1.3 million you owe the taxpayers and the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, you could pay we with we monopoly money, okay, Ralph? So leave we off your platform. Pathological. And you have a style. Eh, Ralph? When you're lying, you just do so. Eh, Ralph? More lies. Plenty lies. Lies like Gobar. That's your style, Ralph? Ralph, take a better advice. Leave me alone, you know. Right, Ralph? Bless.